Here we go. Oh, wait. That's not going to work. Let's try this again. Hello and welcome into the Section 109 podcast. I swear this is not my first time doing this. I'm just acting like it. I am joined by my friends Matthew, Sir Mix-a-Lot, Ellie, and Jay, and we, good friends, are going to talk about our top goals of the season for the men and women.
Yeehaw.
Are we ready?
Let's do it.
Is that the first time anybody's ever said yeehaw on a soccer podcast?
Definitely not. There's some dumb Nashvillians, I'm sure, who have a soccer podcast, and we all know their entire personality is bachelorette parties and yeehaw.
That's funny because I guess that fits my root narrative. So,
hell yeah. So I say let's just hit play immediately. Jay, will you pull that? I didn't even look over. Pull those together just a tiny bit more. So hopefully
don't let
they'll be
them
a little
see
less
the
light.
light.
Yeah, I'm just so it's not. Hopefully the background's not awkwardly
now they don't know
bright.
what time of day it is.
Yeah. For sure, definitely don't. So what I have done is I have totaled up what everybody has put in as their numbers, and we can change them. But I'd prefer if everyone stuck with their guns. It would make my math easier. But until then, let's watch some goals.
Okay, cool.
And you want to start with the men, yeah?
Let's just start with the men. We'll go.
The men was more contentious.
Of course.
We had a little bit more agreement on the women's side, in part because there were just less goals overall.
Yeah.
Totally.
So this is not 10. It's probably gonna end up being
14.
14.
There are 14. Although I can tell you one of them did not get a single top 10 vote.
And we'll go in order of chronological, first to last.
Okay.
And that'll be the way we review all of these goals, and then we'll talk about them from there.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
And by the way, two of us had one of these goals in place 11, so it almost got a vote.
Interesting.
Okay, so this is the first one, which is Alex McGrath against Atlanta United, right?
This is such a nasty turn.
This is just Damian, though. This entire goal is Damian. Alex makes an amazing run. He holds it. He does all the right things. And, this goal was so high, I think, on everybody's list. A little spoiler alert. It's not the top goal, but it is high on everybody's list, in part because we scored against Atlanta United from the run of play. And I think everybody was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Well, it's always a big deal when you see, what Andrew Gutman and all of these players, some of whom play on the U.S. national team.
Who is that center back?
Miles Robinson.
No, not. Oh yeah, 22. Is that Miles?
I think
He's
so. The one who
No.
goes one-on-one against Damian and ends up laying on the ground looking like he's gonna cry. That's Miles Robinson.
Oh, so he's the one that came over from there.
He's the one who actually engages.
Who is number 22 though? I wonder.
I don't know.
It
Number
doesn't
22.
matter.
I don't know.
Santiago Sosa or Parada? I copied notes.
It's Parada.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, well, for me, the reason it ranks so high is not only, I love watching Damian, again, one of my favorite words, eviscerating defenders, but that was okay, so it's a preseason, right? So the meaning is not as much as it would be in a playoff or a regular season game, but that was at near the end of the first half to tie it before we're going into half to keep the vibe super high in a game that was literally only one half of soccer.
It was
That's
absolute
true.
chaos.
Yeah.
That
But
first
we
half
didn't
was
know-
just
awesome.
crazy chaos.
And Atlanta fans traveled, which made that atmosphere made it even better because there was a lot of hype and a lot of energy there. So.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
just remember all of us looking at each other after Damian made that run and being like, who is this kid? This kid is wild. I
Yeah,
still
it
can't
was-
believe that he plays for us.
What he did to those poor men, Damian, that is elder abuse. You can't be doing that to people like that.
Poor Brad Guzan is never gonna get over that.
Some might say he's never recovered.
Atlanta drafted two keepers, signed another one, and then also signed a guy from Israel. Just please God, somebody be better than Brad Guzan.
What's funny is, and we should move on after this, but I do remember a lot of chatter of a lot of Atlanta fans saying, "Go get this kid."
Oh,
Shut
yeah.
the fuck up.
Yeah, how about you
Sorry,
stay away? Keep your grubby
I'm gonna beat
mitts.
myself out for that one.
He was an
That one.
eligible player in the MLS draft, and they literally passed
Interesting.
rather than draft him.
No way.
Well, they're dumb, but that was good. All right, go full screen on this next one. What is this next one? Oh, this is Knoxville, Lil Olympico action.
Yeah, so the only goal in our game against Knoxville.
Another preseason game that we're starting with here.
And just for the record, that was the Knoxville keeper there was by like saves made and save percentage, goals allowed average, like one of like the 2 best or 3 best keepers in League One last year.
It just slips through. We have only a wide angle. I feel like maybe there's another one, but it just
No, there's no other angle on this one. But if there were another angle, I think you'd see that he backs off. Which, by the way, this is why I didn't rank this one very high, and I did rank his other Olympico higher.
Yeah.
You shit on me. Now we can yell at each other just for a split second here. You said like the reason that the list is going to be fucked up is because of my hatred of Olympicos, and that's not quite true. But this one is like, it is a lot of like, it goes through the mixer and like everybody, the goalkeeper can't make a decision because there's bodies in the way and he thinks so. This is a defender doing a bad job of getting to the ball.
Correct.
And so like, yes, Alex McGrath puts it in a place that scores and that's impressive. But like the other Olympico, spoiler alert, that comes later is much more impressive to me because it goes side netting and there's nothing the goalkeeper can do about it because it's curling in and goes side netting.
Yeah.
Which like that one is just like anybody could have hit a curling ball, and I'm not saying it's easy, but anybody could hit a curling ball and the defenders and whatever don't come together to clear it. But the next Olympico that we will see from Alex McGrath, and not right this second, but later on, is an Olympico that's almost indefensible unless you are really tall and jumping that Olympico because it's such a big curler into the side netting. They're just different levels.
All right, so our first goal was Alex McGrath. Our second goal was
Alex McGrath.
Well, here we are on our third goal.
Another Alex
Another
McGrath.
Alex
This is one of like
This is it.
the high water marks of the season, honestly.
There's a reason, and I'll talk about it in here when we talk about it. But there's a reason this has got to be
Absolutely. One of the top ones. Yeah, go full screen on this bad boy. Go full screen if you can.
Sorry.
So I can see let's see all the detail. We're gonna watch this one a bunch of times.
So and at this point, if I can hit play, at this point, the Des Moines is kind of in the game, right? Coming off.
They had just scored a few minutes prior to make it 2-1.
So there was some life in it.
And this is good sweeper keepering, but he barely gets there.
Damien puts a great effort into to give it a shot.
Now, what club is that?
That's the Des Moines Menace.
No. What golf club is
What
that?
golf club he is?
That's a soft 9 iron.
I think it might be a 7 because of the distance.
Oh, where was it? Inside the circle, so right out
It's
of half.
it's almost a 40. It's like the 37, 38 yard line.
So knock yourself back 10 more yards because of the goals at the end of the end zone.
And watch the ball. It lands
Inside.
of it. Yeah.
Literally like perfect.
But by the way, this is our only one that has multiple replay angles.
Heck yeah.
Because Des Moines had a better camera setup
Well,
than anyone in Nisa.
so you-
because the U.S. Open Cup was doing it.
Yeah, and they produced it the whole thing. Oh man, that was such a good goal. Like
It also he takes it on the bounce. It's just it hits it first time and it hits the ground inside the goal, so it doesn't bounce first. And if you remember earlier on in this game, didn't Marcus hit the bar on a bounce?
how did you conflate LA Force in September of 2022?
Oh, you're right. You're right. So what I'm remembering is though,
Wasn't even in the same state, time zone, season, or competition.
so I just want to give a little bit of a shout out to Marcus priming the pump of luck. Because there's luck involved. Anytime you get a halfway shot, there's some luck, especially first time. I'm not saying it's all lucky, but there's luck.
Marcus should
but
have had like 4 the last few years.
Marcus has hit the bar, I think, twice from roughly half field. And he's also been
really
just
good
close,
takes.
including the one that bounced off the turf that was really hard. So this one was all of the soccer gods building up a little bit of luck, plus an unbelievable hit, to be clear. It all together to make, literally, you could not make a more perfect one. It lands dead center of the goal in the goal. Like, it's just so perfect.
Dude. And you remember, I can't remember, I'll have to go back and find it, but on the other goal special, you talked about someone we were talking about a golf club, that you're like straight pitching wedge.
Hell yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
I wish Smitty were here.
It might have been Charlie Clark.
Probably.
Oh
the
yeah,
chat.
Charlie Clark
Legendary
at
goal.
Detroit
Yep.
in a shout out literally in 4.5 degrees.
I wish
is what it felt like.
I had my shirt off for sure. I wish Smitty were here for many reasons, but also because his ability to use the spreadsheet that he made to tally up. So I only had to tally up. Jay called me and he's like, "Are we doing like sauce or anything?" I was like, "No, we're just doing straight rankings because it's going to be."
Yeah.
And he tallied up. We had 3 different scores. We gave like 3 different types of scores, and he had a
Smitty went
spreadsheet,
ham,
and he like totaled it all up during the podcast because he did it all during the podcast.
And the best category was South.
Sauce.
And so someday we'll do another.
I'm going to bring up sauce here in a little bit.
Hell yeah.
It's going to factor into why I put something in a specific
I love it.
So next up here is going to be the equalizing header from Anatoly against Savannah Clovers at home.
Garcia Sosa was the one taking the corner. What minute is this?
We're in like the 89th, 90th minute. Like we're deep here.
I think my favorite thing about this goal is like Anatoly is so big and strong and powerful, and he doesn't score it aerial. Like he's not up over everybody else's head. Like he's sneaking in behind people. Like
He gets low.
Yeah, like it's one of the sneakiest shots, and you wouldn't expect it from Anatoly. Like Anatoly.
So go back, replay this, will you, Jay? I'll show you my favorite part. Obviously, I love how angry Anatoly is, but this part right here, watch Aiden. He pushes him out of the way, like he's down low, and he takes the ball, and then he like scoots by his bum, and it's like, excuse me.
Oh my gosh! My favorite, one of my favorite images of the season was a picture right after, and he went pretty hard in his celebration, and somebody was like
The
trying
fist
to hug
bump?
him. Yeah, and somebody kind of like just was like tugging his shirt,
Like
a little
almost
bit in the
ripping
picture.
his shirt as it like is
And
like
he's
going
just
there.
like,
He's like, "Ah!"
I was like, dude, that is the perfect story depiction of what just happened.
This was during the period where Anatoly was, I feel like, a little bit emotionally, like up and down. And I mean that like during the game, like you'd see him get really upset that we weren't winning or really upset that whatever. And like I would have ranked this goal much higher if his other goal, which was not a fucking foul, doesn't get called as a foul and it goes in. Like I would have ranked one of those two higher because we would have won. I didn't rank it as high because we didn't win. But it was unbelievable and so much fun. Which one are you looking for right now?
I believe this is the. Hold on, I'll find it.
just go. It's not very long. Just go right straight to it.
If you just click on you have to close it first.
It's at Maryland.
No, this is the home game.
Flower City.
Oh yeah, do the beginning. Do this from the beginning. This isn't Maryland. This is home versus probably it's Maryland, but this is the home, not at Maryland.
Versus Maryland.
Yeah. So just go full screen on this bad boy and
Okay.
let's watch it from the beginning. Yeah, this is such.
Just so everybody knows, I'm clicking YouTube links that Matt graciously sent me.
And he linked them up.
Oh, okay. So is this a preview? Well, because he scored the goal before he scored the other.
So this is we'll have to go back to the beginning and see him set it up again. It's not like there's not the greatest angle of this.
There's no broadcast of this because this is at home.
No, I just like looked for some links
Because Jake Haley had multiple angles of this one.
Gotcha.
But go back to the beginning of this. So we get the celebration. It's like a 1 minute whatever. But watch where he sets the ball down. Do me a favor. Pause it right here. Look where the ball is. It's inside the circle. Like
that is the 19-yard line.
How the fuck does he get it up and down?
Oh, I don't know. I did get to see this one luckily, and I remember feeling like there was so much whip in such a short amount of time on that ball. It was awesome.
So this was, by the way, this was my number one until I realized I couldn't not put McGrath's number one. But this was my number one until like I was reorganizing like my final order, and I was like, this was my number because this one was the most impressive goal. Even McGrath's, like this one hit me harder like in the moment of how impressive it was because I looked at it and I was just like, I think I turned to Matthew and was like, motherfucker, it's too close. It's too close. And I was like, there's not a chance.
Yeah.
It's just too close. And it was clearly not.
Yep. And they stuffed. I'm pretty sure they stuffed the wall too. I think it was 5, not 4.
Yeah, and he still went up and over it.
Yeah.
Like it's an unbelievable.
Well, he's a clinical guy, and that's a clinical goal.
Absolutely.
To say the least. Like
Run it one more time.
Okay.
I think one of the most impressive parts about this as well is that the goalkeeper gets a finger on it. Like he gets a hand to it. He guesses right. He gets a hand up and enough to.
But there's too much power and whip behind it. That his
too
fingers
impressive.
can't do anything. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's just.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's just so good. It's so good.
One of my favorite things ever is celebrating with subs too. I don't know why. Just come off the pitch, see your boys for a sec.
And this was a game-winning goal, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
This made it 1-0.
Which matters.
Which is
That
why
was a huge game-winning goal.
Yep.
Because like what it did, that stretch like with Maryland going back to back there, and I think we have a goal from the next game too. That stretch got us to just like build up a huge lead, and like it put Maryland down in the not in like the dumps or anything, but like they had so many games going so fast there, and they just dropped so many points that they were never going to be competing for like a home playoff game.
I'm paused on it now, but I'm gonna play it over what I'm saying. But this is one of my favorite images is of Marcus giving the heart symbol to the crowd and him and Rich like embracing real quick. Because it's like when you look at it, we've seen so many shades of the club. This is like kind of like another duo, legendary kind of couple of personalities that are going to sit on the same shelf one day.
And by the way, that we may have seen two guys that might be both on Mount Rushmore right now. If you did a CFC Mount Rushmore, and two guys who are like we're not unfortunately probably not going to see play together again unless something big changes. Like Rich is re-signed and Marcus is not. So like. Yeah. Man, how fucking lucky were we to have gotten to witness those boys together?
I know.
So this is going to be right here, the second goal. The clip will the extended highlights that Nisa pulled are terrible here, and it'll immediately go over to the second goal of this particular game.
Right, because
Juan Luis going to have the ball on the left-hand side.
They're out of order, which is wild because this is the game-winning goal, not the game. Yeah, right here.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Actually, no.
They clipped the other one early.
Yeah, this is fun though.
This curler though. Oh gosh, I'm gonna miss Moo.
I'm gonna miss the highlights.
Sneaky little assassin. Yeah,
the highlights were very high.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna miss those highlights.
Yeah, I mean,
watch this is arguably one of our best team goals of the season.
So we gotta wait and get through.
Right here. Because for anyone who doesn't remember, they scored to make it 1-0.
Look at Beto's movement right there.
Yeah, that pass and that touch on that movement. That's I love the classy Beto. Like when we'll talk about him here in a minute for another very classy finish, but also his little twitchy little touches in the box, just setting people up.
That stretch this summer, Beto was on a different planet.
Mm-hmm. This was the middle of that stretch where he was. And let's honestly, like we missed this a lot towards the end of the season when he was hurt and he was out because we didn't have that Beto change of pace. Now he had that little five game period where he never quite got there again, and that's common, right? Players get like they play like at their very very tippy top, but they don't play at their tippy top all the time. But that tippy top was probably Nisa, not probably you and I.
It was special.
That was Nisa best 11. If he keeps that pace, there's no one else in the best 11 midfield conversation that's going in over him.
Yeah.
Even watching him just take part in that crossbar challenge, like even everybody that was there, he instead of like hitting a dink or like a direct shot like directly at it, he hit a freaking knuckleball at it and like came really close. And it was just like an effort. He joked around like Ronaldo, but then it was like that guy understands how his foot affects a ball a million times more than I ever will.
Yeah, we're gonna see that in a couple goals here. This one is fun. So this is the deep, what is it, 92nd minute equalizer against Club de Leon.
Yep. And this is the photo that everyone's probably seen. If you haven't seen it, this is the photo of the season, the most iconic. Every season, I've said on the podcast before, so sorry I'm repeating myself, but like every season there's a handful of like moments and photos that are iconic and that live on. And this is an iconic top 10, let's call it, photo. For sure, top 10 of the pro era, maybe the top 10 of all time with Rod, and it's like a 3-frame series where you have Rod yelling. This is the one where he's yelling, "Don't shoot!" Right?
No, that's Maryland away.
Maryland away. Okay, so this one is like he's Rod is right behind him, but not like he's in the frame. And then when he scores, he turns around and wheels around, comes straight to Rod. There's a big embrace with Rod and Marcus, and then Rod pivots out of it and fist bumps the crowd in a show of emotion that just you don't see because Rod's pretty stoic.
Yeah,
he doesn't show a lot of like in the moment emotion. And if you pay attention, you can see the emotion because he has little blips of it. But this was one where everybody saw.
All right, let's play it. So yes, you're right. It was the 90-second and 20
and the
seconds.
Dip on this motherfucker. Watch it dip.
It sank there at the end. There's no getting that. I don't even. No. Do you think he can get that in?
The keeper is planning for that ball to be like
top
at this like height. Like
reach
out your arm.
Look at Rich. Did you see Rich double fist bump?
another Rich and Marcus Nagelstad moment.
Like by the time
go back to the beginning of that. Oh no!
Well,
Tree down, tree down. Christmas is ruined.
Luckily, I can edit this part out with since we have video.
Don't you
graphics over.
dare.
No, you just leave that in. Just is it broken?
Yeah, it's broken.
No.
It's like I'd worry about Toby running around.
All right, we'll clean it up.
Just leave it recording.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
A few moments later.
And we're back.
Nice. Well done.
So now that we've had this tiny little break to clean up, I want to ask: do you guys want to know thus far any of the rankings?
No.
Not really.
You want to keep? Okay. We'll keep the same format. Keep
I
going.
want to be
then.
fireworks at the end.
All right, deal. Well, hit that next beautiful goal.
Yeah, I definitely want to know.
About Beto.
I definitely want to know the rankings at the end so that we
I
can
just-
be
I know-
surprised about individual things and be like who was responsible for this not being like judged correctly.
Well, it's one of you two in any case, because just so everybody knows, Jay and I had more similarities in our lists than y'all two had with anybody else.
Both teams, by the way.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll hit play here.
Beautiful.
So we're just mentioning how Beto can hit a ball well. Just a couple of
So
seconds.
this is a long section of
Here he is
of
with
a
the
clip.
ball now.
I love this because Juan Luis does a wonderful job to get by there and sneak through. And then this is just like a little bit of like, oh no, it's gone. What are we doing? And then this little dink across. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. It's just like, see, it seems like it's over.
This
right?
is like wave after wave
Of
after
pressure.
wave of pressure.
Yes.
That when we were really, really good, here it comes. When we were really, really good,
We got shots.
this is how we got shots.
And when we didn't get shots, that's when it didn't feel as good. So like the pressure's coming, and you're right, it is even longer than I remembered, even though I already watched this today.
And Beto's involved in like so
Here we
many
go.
different periods of this play. Like,
Here we go.
and
It's just like the boom.
I mean, I don't think any keeper's getting that.
No.
there's
No, no,
reaction
no.
time
Not at
fast
all.
enough to be in that position and get over it.
It
and
is
stop that.
such a nasty hit. And I mean nasty. And what I really loved about it is like LA Force were obviously they finished third in the table. Michigan Stars, which will be the next goal, finished second in the table behind us. We scored in back-to-back games the extra insurance goal, the third goal against LA Force, or the second goal against against Michigan, in stoppage time of the first half. That is back-breaking stuff. And I mean,
Which is
like,
exactly exact words that Rod has
Exactly.
used in interviews with us in the past. Yeah,
Exactly.
well done. Nice tie there.
Yeah, it's a good tie-in. Let's watch it one more time. This hit is just so nice. So it's like, again, it's another one of those moments where it feels like it's gone, but then it's just not. And Beto, it drifts into space.
Look at those
One
like
touch,
look at those
bam.
three like kind of backpedaling steps he takes too. Right there. Like Beto was always really, really good at like looking at kind of like feeling the game around him
Yeah.
and taking the 3 or 4 steps he needs to
Hey, look,
end
there's
up
Ellie.
in the right pocket of space, and bam.
And then there's another one coming. So.
I mean, I feel like we talked so much about how special this team was and how cohesive they were, and I think this is one of the greatest examples of that, of like all the buildup and all the like kind of tiki-taka, like keeping it moving, multiple shots on. Like they trust each other, they can read each other really well, and I think that's one of the best examples of it.
Now this one again, there's a theme of multiple players happening in a row now because we're going to go right back to him on this goal.
By the way, I'm mad at all of you about this goal.
Yeah.
None of you have it high enough. Well, Jay and I might have it on the same, but
I was gonna say,
you two are crazy.
You keep saying that.
You two are crazy.
I actually don't remember how I rank my goals.
I'm not doing any spoilers
I've
right
almost
now.
completely forgot. I mean, I remember number 1 and number 2 and number 3. And
Actually, you know what?
number 4.
I'll tell some of you guys where you have them, just as a little. Matt, you have this number 5.
This one that we're going to do right now.
Oh, okay. I had it top 5. I thought you were like setting me up to be like, you had it 9.
out of 10 though, that's half.
I have it number 5. Jay, you have this one. Beto, yeah, actually, you had this number 9, Jay. You were very wrong on this. And
I think I might have been on drugs.
you think you are. And then let's see. Ellie also has this one. Ellie has this one as number 10.
No, hold on. Because I think I have that one and I think I might have flipped those.
Well,
Which doesn't matter. It's the ranking is the ranking. The results are in. The results.
And I'm not
are
telling
in.
you where this falls in the grand scheme of things. We'll talk about it at the end.
Okay.
But y'all are crazy. Matthew and I have it 5 and 4. I have it number 4.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
So you two.
I have it at 5, and you have it at 4. But I know that you put some serious disrespect on a goal that we don't actually have video of. So we have it at the same fucking ranking.
No, we don't. You have I have that one at number 10, and you.
Yeah, you had me on a hook there, but then you lied at the end.
He usually is a liar. All right, hit that button.
Okay.
Hit that button.
So this is Beto against the Stars.
This is the most impressive of the Beto goals.
Yes, I would agree, and I think I got it wrong on obviously. I think I switched those two up.
Do you want me to flip flop your?
You can if you want, but this touch is nasty. Nasty.
Well, number 1, it's against a better keeper. Like
Yeah.
Makruva's a lot better keeper. Number 2, it's first time.
Yeah,
and
first
it's
touch.
like a dink and a curl at the same time.
Yeah, and outside like an outswinger.
And what does it also go
back.
back a little bit? What else does it have? Beto last second movement
yeah,
to find the pocket
Finding
of space.
right into that spot.
So he's right in the middle
Look
there.
at him. 3 steps, 5 steps, whatever, walking right in.
But also from that angle,
He knows where the
nobody-
pocket's going to
Side
be.
netting.
Yes.
Nobody is worried about him in that pocket of
Yeah.
space. Like they're all like, well, he's not going to be able to hit a worldie from here,
Like,
and then he hits an absolute worldie.
They also don't see him. So
Yeah.
he runs through the backs of 3 defenders into that pocket. Of
And
space.
Jesus' run to drag the right back out.
Yeah.
Like just totally collapses that pocket.
Yeah, what a goal. That one it definitely. Yeah, I see you over there working. So thank you for changing that because I definitely got that wrong.
I'm just going to swap your 2.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you got to
Betos.
do. Yeah, okay.
Wait, your other bet? No, your other bet. So you have it at 12, and you have this one at 9.
I got confused somewhere.
Where do you want to move? Where do you want to move this to?
That one. This is the high. Whatever the one we're watching now is the highest ranked for me.
Number 1.
No. The whatever. Okay, hold on.
You put
So they're both at the end.
Yeah, you put it 9 and 12.
I was definitely on drugs. What was I doing?
I'm making you leave it.
Yeah, no. The results are in. Like I said a minute ago, don't change them. Wow. Hey, my name's Jay.
Wow.
I love it. But also, I love that you've done your penance because you've looked at this and you've been like, okay, I was wrong.
All these goals are number 1 to me. So
That's true. That's so incredibly true.
Hell yeah.
It's really hard
Hell
to pick
yeah.
these goals.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
The next one is going to be a banger. I can already tell.
Oh yeah. This thing is deep.
Is this the one where he's yelling, "Don't shoot it! Don't shoot it! Don't
This
shoot
is
it!"
the one. Yeah. Yeah.
So Rod's yelling at Marcus, "Don't shoot! Don't shoot!" But also, Marcus is always going to shoot.
yeah,
Every single one of
Watch
Marcus's-
this. Watch this. Alex is gonna be clapping.
It's so the thing about this goal is that and you see grab him by the face. It's so good. It's so top corner.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite part about this one. It's so top. I almost didn't include this one. I was gonna just not include it.
The wild thing about the goal against Maryland at home, the free kick against Maryland at home, is that Alex Sutton gets a touch on it, the goalkeeper, and also like it's kind of not like all the way in the corner. Like it's not
It just
about
dips.
it's not about
It
the
just dips
placement.
like a
It's about the
motherfucker.
power and the dip on it. This one, just put that thing where nobody touching it.
yep.
Yeah.
And like from deep, like that was probably like 30 yards. There's a reason why like Rod's saying, "Hey, maybe don't shoot that." Like that.
But also, like, what that means, though, I don't know if any ever watched, like, Marcus was not supposed to take Marcus only shoots. Marcus does not pass on free kick. Marcus
Yeah,
is there to
yeah,
shoot.
yeah.
And so we only saw Marcus take a set piece where he passed a couple times towards the end of the season where he took a couple corners right at the end of the season. Just like, I don't know if they were just messing around, trying something out, what they were doing. But if he takes it, it's only about him scoring. And so Rod is literally saying, don't let Marcus take it. If he's
Yeah.
yelling, don't shoot it, he's saying, don't let Marcus take it. And the team is on some level saying, like, screw off, coach, we're going to do what we want to do. And like, I'm sure there was like, this was like, if it had been like a true like command, like Marcus wouldn't have taken it, right? I'm sure it was like, I don't know what it was, but it doesn't matter because he scores.
yeah.
On every single one of Marcus's free kick, I have up in like the corner of my notes, like it's a Marcus special. Like anytime a free kick. I mean, I remember at games throughout the season, I would have my back turned. I'd be like, "What's going on?" And someone would be like, "It's Marcus with a free kick," and I'm like, "That's a goal. That's easy. Like it's gonna be a goal. He's gonna score."
Go full screen on this bad boy.
Oh, sorry.
Matthew, how dare Jay not read your entire?
Hey, when I prepared this, I had a whole Finder window full of immediate clips.
I remember.
And fully edited.
We also were able to.
The last
We
version.
were also able to in that because we were in the studio, and someday we'll have some capabilities here. We were able to switch between, so it was all live. We didn't have to go back. There's gonna be an editing job in this.
So sometimes when I chose the ones that like don't have an actual start time, it's because I didn't want them to have a start time because the video actually is good enough. You ready for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hit it.
So this is at Gold Star on.
And we must have sent out a
We did. Want to know why we did?
because Marcus was about to break the record potentially.
Yeah.
Look how tan the boys look.
We
by
wanted
the
to we
way.
wanted to make sure, given the Gold Star shenanigans, given that it was at Schoolcraft and not Madonna, and like all because they had just forfeited a game prior.
Look at that golden skin, dude. He's just
we,
so tan.
We sent a
Golden hour.
videographer for this game.
Yeah.
I think, or hired a local one to make sure that we had the potential.
off the
I'll never forget that. There is a 100% missed penalty in the beginning of this game, by the way. I won't ever let that go.
Yeah.
It was stomped on in the box. Mumu was.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, so we hired a videographer, which is why we have like all these close angles, and we're using that instead of whatever other clip there was. Mercy.
That has to be a goal. That has to be a goal.
Yeah, that's a large chance.
This was a great one too. I remember this. We just peppered the goal in this game, and it was so frustrating.
Yep.
For most of the game.
And Roddy had the penalty, right? Didn't
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jean almost
Did I not
gets
have
it.
this? Oh no, I had it pulled up to the link. We just went back too far.
No, you said to go back to the beginning. Sir.
I did say go back to the beginning. but-
Hey, Jay, back to the beginning. Just go back, Jay, just go back to the beginning. Hey, let me do it. I'm going back to the beginning, so we can watch the entire highlight clip of this one. Oh, that one should have been a goal. So,
Here we go.
I am reliving emotions in this game that I lived the first time, where I was like, for the love of Bob, can we please score? Oh, that Olympico.
Well, I love how McGrath or how Aiden Bowers goes up for that. Like, and he's not that far off.
Aiden Bowers goes up for literally everything.
He really
on that,
is.
on that
He
corner.
really is right
replay
there.
that bad boy. Replay that bad boy.
But it's so well hit that it even goes over Aiden Bowers' head.
So,
Like,
by the way,
beautiful.
Allegedly, because if you were watching their stories, which I was, Alex McGrath was claiming it as the Olympico, and Aiden Bowers was saying, "I touched it."
Yeah, but he was fucking with him.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's how close he was. He was so close he could fuck with him. Also, he might have touched it. It would have been just a hair on his head. It didn't deviate it.
Yeah.
But
That was a decent head of lettuce this season.
so good. And that was kind of the start of it. Was around this time when he really just let it go. Love.
Okay, so this next one I really wanted to talk about.
Let's go.
That's because
Let's move. Let's go back another 10 seconds here because the whole movement on this.
Okay, you break it down.
So they have the ball. McGrath like checks back to be able to recycle possession or to win possession back, and then it's just on like Donkey Kong.
Yep, it's Jesus all by himself, and right to Mumu, and great 1-2, and then just do it again, and bang.
Yeah.
So
With
this
his left
is-
foot too.
If you've listened to the two podcasts before this one, you've heard me say there was a point in time where I did not like him, or I was like, I didn't think that's what we needed.
You did not yet believe.
And I watched this.
You did not yet believe in Jesus.
And then I watched that goal happen in person, and I go, okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, I
That's
guess.
exactly what happened.
And by the way, he was
individual effort. What a move!
He was
also great 1-2 with Mumu.
He was playing left wing in this game, and at this point, and him and Mumu shifted over to the same side for this goal
Nice.
to overload, and then they did the overload by themselves because it's just those two that do the thing like together. It's so much fun.
But also a great example of how we were able to win the ball back in possession in the middle of the field. And like the ball goes back to, I think, Sebastian. Like it's a, like the lines are very, very spread out in that point. And then just the forward pass and like, oh, something's on here.
It's awesome. It's one of my favorite goals.
Oh, this is a fun one.
All right, so the next one is Mumu against LA Force with the curling effort, I believe.
This one is criminally underrated, I think, out of y'all's rankings. Because even though it is a little bit of a goalkeeping error, because Brandon Gomez is 5'4", it is unbelievably hit from such a long distance. First of all, unbelievable job from McGrath to not give up on that play. And then this
touch from Nags, and then
come on.
What is
dude.
that shifty little step that he does before that?
It's like a little shuffle he does with his feet. When he's setting up a shot, that's how he shuffles his feet. But
Right.
it makes
Gets it into the spot he wants it to be.
yeah,
in.
but also makes like they bite on it. Like
Yeah,
they always do. Well, almost always do. And you can see the defender bites on it just a little bit when he shuffles.
It opens up that lane of space on the left side of his body.
I was so
Really
mad
well.
in the moment.
Wow.
Number one, I was could not believe that ball stayed in play. And number two, I was so mad in the moment for Alex checking back. And it turns out he's better at soccer than I am.
Well, yeah. He's better at playing soccer than you are at watching soccer. He's also better at DJing than you are at watching soccer.
Heyo.
Listen,
Shout out
he's
DJ Alex McGrath.
He's a pretty accomplished DJ, actually.
I'm not joking.
we gotta go to Southside Social sometime and listen.
I'm too old for that.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Also-
I'll stop by, but you can catch me for about 5 minutes. But I'll check it out.
We need to go to the bar ahead of time, like just get our spot and then just stay there all night.
We can get maybe
that
a
is
booth or-
something that we can do. That we
I'm gonna
know
need
that is
like
true.
a chair in the back where so I can sit down like an old man and watch the DJ.
You guys have any rocking chairs in this
Yeah,
facility?
bingo. I need it to be like the Nashville airport treatment where you got rocking chairs all down. I need that, please.
I was gonna say Cracker Barrel.
That's good too, but
Okay, I have a question.
Go.
Because we're the most because we're the most on the fly, off the top podcast. Are we gonna go through our men's goal rankings now, or are we gonna now go
let's
through
do
the women's?
men's and then
Yeah,
do women's.
yeah.
Let's so we have it fresh.
Was that our last one?
That was the last one.
Okay.
So Umu was the last one.
All right.
And there's some honorable mentions.
Hang
I also
on.
wanted to put
we
out
haven't talked about one.
there. Oh, the one that doesn't exist.
Excuse you.
How-
Wait, what?
How dare you?
Which
You
one?
skip that one in the rundown?
Well, first
Well, there's
off, they're
there's
not-
no link for it, so yeah.
What? No,
Oh my god,
You
guys.
can
Okay.
talk. You can talk about it now, but you can't bitch about something that doesn't have a link for me to click when that's like all my job is right now.
Bingo.
Oh, but we had it in the thing. Okay, so
I love.
Is that how you feel about it,
I love
Mixie?
finding out things that were supposed to be relayed to me during the podcast.
man, it's in there. It's in the list.
yeah, I know,
but we
I know,
weren't gonna. Now we're gonna talk about it because it's where it doesn't have a video.
Okay.
Matthew,
I
calm
agree
down.
That it 1,000,000% needs to be talked about. It needs to be talked about.
So
Needs to be talked about.
there's a goal missing that is
in existence in general.
Can I go ahead
except
and-
for a statistic?
Can I just put in a little aside here? Fuck Flower City.
Okay, yeah.
Fuck Rochester.
That's the first thing that needs to be said because now
That's true.
now the ground is laid.
there's a goal missing. It was May of 2023, the 1-0 win at Flower City Union, and it has been described to us as number one, maybe the greatest goal that Marcus has ever scored, is how he referred to it. Shout out Rick Lewis, who was in the stadium that day, said it was unbelievable. Outside the box, I think it curled a little bit, like top.
I don't
bins.
know. I've never seen it
Yeah,
because
but I-
I'm getting ready to
fucking
say,
Rochester
it's a ghost
not
goal.
only did
You-
their
you
stream
have-
went down, but they didn't record it locally, so it doesn't fucking exist. Fuck you, Rochester. I hope you all
I have a great idea.
never have.
We need to get
Anything
with a
nice.
professional sketch artist,
Yeah.
and you need to
That's
describe
funny.
it or have the players describe.
You know, we
it.
talked a lot about AI pre this. We just need like some AI recreation
Figure
of
it
this.
out, yeah.
Somebody, there's got to be some people that are good with ChatGPT or whatever that are like gonna listen to this podcast. Like, check it out. See
I've
if you can do a
seen-
recreation based on all the lore.
Some of the supporters up there, like, we're trying to get the game streaming on Twitch.
Yeah.
and we actually got like bits and pieces of the and towards the end of the first half. This goal also happens in like stoppage time of the first half, and so like they have the stream and they turned the camera temporarily to try to like work on the audio to get it better for the second half. And that's when the goal gets scored. So like as the camera is turned and they're working on it, you can hear the pop in the stadium in like the recording, and then like see the players go over to that side, to that corner flag, celebrating that goal.
Dang it.
That is so funny.
And that's as close as we got. And actually, fun fact: in advance of this podcast, I reached out to Rick, and he reached out to the Flower City general manager, who was a different person than who was in charge that day, and they looked for it. They tried to go into all the archives just to see if it existed somewhere, and it does not. So that is officially lost to history, unfortunately. But I appreciate Rick for going out into trying his best to find it for us.
I know it doesn't exist, but I fully will forever stand by this statement that must have been a Puxka best goal of the year internationally. It was so good that everyone had to erase all the evidence because it would be too embarrassing for Flower City. It would just be too much for everyone to handle. That Marcus really should have gotten an international best goal of the year award, and so they had to get rid of the evidence so that CFC wouldn't be given one of the most prestigious awards for the best goal ever. And I seriously think that is why there isn't anything.
Breezy,
I don't think that it's because they had to arrange stuff.
Do you have tinfoil?
I support that.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot. Hold on. Let me.
Number one, I support that take, and number two, y'all remember when you might be too young for this. Y'all remember when that whole thing happened in 2008, 2009, when Jordan Crawford dunked on LeBron James at that summer camp or whatever, and then this tape was confiscated and blah 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 whatever.
Happened. It didn't actually.
It never
happen.
happened.
Yeah, 100%.
That was a very very fun thing to be going to Xavier. Of oh, this guy's finally going to be eligible. Right after that happened.
It's hilarious.
That's what it reminded me of.
Well, here it is. And I think we can all agree.
Who is shocked here that Ellie needs this first and not me?
Oh, I was positive I was going to need this for you.
I'm pretty sure Matt requested it.
I think. Well, I requested it for a different podcast. We're gonna do not this one.
Am I actually gonna get a tinfoil hat?
You should. I don't think there's any other option.
We are.
I think this is a completely legitimate theory. And
we are doing this live.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but it has to happen now.
Okay. Do I need to take off the headphones?
No, Breezy's doing it. No.
Oh no, it's going. I'm just getting it started. I might have to get some more. Hold on.
How do I make a tinfoil hat?
I don't know, but we need to protect your brain from the brainwave, from the evil government brainwaves, the FIFA waves. Here's another one to layer on top of it.
Do that one on the back. Here, I got it.
Okay.
Jay's very. Jay has many times protected.
Jay's done this before.
There we go.
In his in the back of his Red Bank neighborhood, where it comes a little bit too close to Sunny Daisy, he's done this before.
There we go.
Tim Kelly has dubbed it North Red Bankistan. Yes, there we go.
Am I protected from the aliens now?
Well, maybe not from the aliens, but definitely from FIFA.
It looks like.
Oh wait, can we be protected from FIFA?
You are currently protected from FIFA, from them
Hell
stealing
yeah.
your brainwaves and erasing the footage, just like they did for Marcus's goal.
Ellie, if nothing else, you're protected from Nisa now.
Oh, thank God.
Truly hilarious.
Man, does this mean I can live my life like a normal person?
No, you're a CFC fan, so definitely not. But
I'm reaching for people to understand what I'm about to say, but you look like you have one of the original silver RuneScape helmets. If people know what RuneScape is, that was a game I used to play. You look like you have a medieval style helmet on from the side.
I heard about this game.
Yeah. It's coming back.
Because I think it was around when I was in middle school.
Yeah, same.
And so
now you're a character.
Man,
All right,
does this make me more of a sicko or less of a sicko?
All right, let's go through the numbers here.
So let me take you guys through the numbers, and we can't fight too much because we have the women's to do after this, and Jay has a...
No, she has to keep it on, dude.
No.
I'm just kidding. Take it off.
You can do whatever you want, Ellie.
Yeah,
You're an
that's
adult. Don't let Matthew influence you one way or the other.
Or me. And by the way, just right after I say this, continue. Look at Mix. Now go. Just want to bring attention to the fact that he's
that's my boy.
doing his thing.
That's my boy. All right, so I'm going to start with the honorable mention. So there were 14 men's goals that we had video for, and we chose to rank 14 instead of narrowing it down further, which I'm not.
13 goals with video, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
14 goals overall, 13 goals with video, which should disqualify one of them, but anyway. Even though we all ranked that one. So in number 14 with 0 points, and by the way, this was just the easy math here is that if you got first place on somebody's list, they give you 10 points. If you got last place, and we only did 1 through 10. Last place on the list, that got you 1 point. And so anything that scored had a place in somebody's list. Moo Maryland Away, the curler, which we all enjoyed, did not get any points. Nobody put that in their top 10. 2 of us did put that number 11. Jay and I both put that number 11. You guys didn't include your after 10. That's okay. That wasn't part of the thing. So McGrath versus Knoxville correctly was 13th.
God, am I the only person that gave that points?
No, I gave it points. Olympico's for life.
Yeah, so she has it at 7, and you have it at 9. No, you have it at Matthew. Where's yours? I don't know if you gave it any points, Matthew. Hold on.
I might not have given it points in the end.
Yeah. By the way, it's only
Rough.
it's only Ellie. Hey,
I think it's because I watched it back and I was like, you know what? Like that thing hits the turf inside the 18-yard box.
Bingo.
Like I don't know if I could give that points.
Bingo. But that was it's where it belongs, down towards the bottom. Beto against LA Force only had 5, so that was his long range, awesome shot,
Such a screamer.
So
I think I realized where I ended up changing my overall opinion to more based on what the moment in the game looked like than the skill of the goal.
Yeah.
Well, there has to be a balance there, and like both you and I had that outside of the top 10.
Yeah.
So did Matt, and then Ellie had it at number 6, which I think it's reason.
It's a banger.
It's a
banger.
fucking banger.
It's
So
a banger.
like, I'm not hating on that. I'm glad it got some shine.
Remember, you put a banger of a scorpion kick by Danny Whitehall. You guys both put it way down the total.
Oh, sorry. Well, no. That's Beto versus LA Force. Sorry. That's Beto versus LA Force. That is the Beto smash bottom
low,
corner.
down low.
Bottom
Okay,
corner.
okay.
The next one, same on the list. Next one tied for 10th. So we have 2 that are tied for 10th. Which is not ideal for those making a list, but there's only 10 with video, so it'll work out. Tied for 10th on the list of the Section 109 podcast race, the top 10 goals is Mowape Curler versus LA Force, which I just incorrectly described a second ago, and the Tolley header against Savannah. So those are both tied for 10th.
I put the header middle somewhere.
So there was a lot of. I had the Matt had the header as his number 10. I think I had it as number 13. I didn't have it on my ranking at all. You had it number 6, Jay.
6, okay, yeah.
And then you had it number 9, Ellie. So that one had a lot of I didn't have it on my list at all. 2 of us had it towards the end. You had it pretty correctly in there. The Mowape Curler, on the other hand, it does not appear on Ellie's list at all. It doesn't look like, which is wild. That you're wild for that.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I made my list and I ranked all of them. I only ended up with 12, and I went over my list
So you
6
might
or
have missed
7
2.
times. So I think I missed 2. I literally went through the list like 6 or 7 times. I was like, I know that I have all of these in here. Why do I only have 12? I should have at least 13 because there's not one with video. And somehow I'm missing some. So that tracks.
That tracks. So Matthew didn't include it at all. And then Jay and I both had it at 7. The Mowape Curler. I mean, it's just such a banger.
I just loved the goal, yeah.
So it got number 10 overall,
Stutter.
again, tied. So Mowape Curler and Tolley header as number 10.
I think I
tied,
dinged it some points.
because it was the third goal. No, you dinged it because I remember this live.
I dinged
You were
it.
mad because Brandon Gomez should have saved it.
Because he got such a hand on it.
Yeah, you're a big fat loser for that, and I hate you. How dare you penalize one of our players for something a little short goalkeeper should have done? You're a bad guy, a very, very bad guy. Alex Olympico versus Club de Leon came in 8th place.
Speaking of-
sorry, Marcus. I apologize. I just skipped Marcus free kick at Maryland. The free kick at Maryland, the one in the corner, was in 9th place. All alone in 9th place. Which Marcus free kick? Let's look at. Marcus free kick. Matthew has the free kick at Maryland at number 7. I have it at 8. Jay has it at 8. And
Ellie doesn't have it at all.
no, she doesn't have it at all. Correct. Now she said before this podcast, I'll give. You can defend yourself if you want. That she was only going to include a certain number of free kicks.
There were so many from Marcus, and I wanted to make sure that everyone got their chance to shine because there were a lot of different goals that were really nice. And so I was like, I'll choose my favorite of the Nagelstad free kicks.
By the way,
to
I
go in
like
there.
this rationale. I think this rationale is reasonable. I don't share it, but I appreciate
might be-
it is consistent, unlike Matthew, who is not consistent in his ratings.
That might be the nicest thing that like anyone has ever thought about on this podcast.
Hey,
before.
Marcus, you scored so many good goals that we're not going to include all of them.
Share the love.
Which is
I was
hilarious.
like looking at all of them and I was like, okay, like 2 of them are from outside the 18. They're beautiful in their own different ways. Like there's the really big moment with Club de Leon. And I was like, I feel like, there were so many other amazing goals from everyone.
Which you did put at number 4, so it's not like you didn't give credit to like what an unbelievable goal that was. Like obviously, you just said like I'm only getting 1, which is fun, and I don't mind.
Number 8.
Number 8 is the Alex Olympico Club de Leon. We all felt like
No, pretty sure it's not.
Alex Olympico Club de Leon. Oh, it's another
It's
tie.
not versus Club de Leon. It's versus Gold Star.
It was first Gold Star. Oh well, I can't write
Sorry.
here. No. But
Matt, that was so good.
Pretty sure it wasn't.
well, actually.
The only Club de Leon goal was Nagelstad.
So here's the fun part. It's tied for 7th. I just
Oh.
said 8th, but it's tied for 7th. It's number 8 on the list, but it's tied for 7th with Beto versus Stars. The one that like we all like Jay changed his mind in the middle and everything else, which we didn't. I did not change, by the way.
That's the
we
one.
just left
That's the
it.
one touch goal.
But this is the and by the way, that might be our most contentious goal so far, the Beto versus Stars, because I think everyone was like, God damn, that's a good goal.
Yeah.
And so that is number 7. So Alex Olympico versus not Club de Leon.
Jesus.
Versus what were they called? Gold
Damn
Star.
it, Smitty. You need to be here.
I know. We need someone who's like, good at this.
Need a professional.
So Alex Olympico and Beto versus Stars both tied with 16 points. Not going to go through all the whatevers. Marcus Unseen versus Flower City comes in at number 6 with 19 points. So this is a contentious one. We already know. So Ellie has this ranked number 1. As she pointed out with her tinfoil hat, she believes that FIFA hacked or some version of that and didn't allow that to be because it would have embarrassed them, which, by the way, I'm becoming more sympathetic to the longer this podcast goes on.
FIFA minus.
I mean,
Whoa.
exactly. You just gotta like they were looking at clips of like Erling Haaland and they were like, we've created a robot to go and score goals, and we can't let him be shown up by someone in lower league soccer in the U.S. There's no way.
Especially another Norwegian.
Especially another Norwegian. We made a Norwegian soccer robot. It has to be the best.
Well, because it's certainly not going to be Rasmus Holland. I'll tell you that.
Wow, Matthew. This is very, very fun. So just so we know where that was, Matthew was number 4 on your list. This one had the most variation. It was number 4 of one that was included in all. Matthew number 4, Ellie number 1, and then Jay and I at number 10. Literally
I felt like
middle, top, and very
I felt like
bottom.
it was disrespectful. You convinced me of this, not on this podcast like today, but like you convinced me before this podcast that it doesn't have video, so it can't be in the top 3 in case you do like a whole big top 3 thing. So like I was like, okay, 4th.
I mean,
Because it belongs in that conversation.
I did number for the same rationale, but I did number 10 for that reason.
I wasn't gonna even put it in, but you all influenced me by having it in yours. So I was like, well, I have to fit we have to be able to talk about it.
So
even though I went past it, apparently.
I was so sure that Matthew and I were going to agree on all these, and thank God we didn't, but we always do. So I didn't look at his list at all before I did mine. I completely did mine, and then I was like, "Oh shit, we're different," which was great and
That's
a wonderful
exactly
surprise.
what the text read.
look,
I remember.
I'll say there's no video. I think if you do a highlight reel of this, you just put crop circles and static and make it look like a conspiracy theory.
I would just like the club to lose their family friendly for one video and say fuck Flower City and fuck Rochester on there, but they won't do that. They're nice.
That also
Well,
works.
I think we covered that when we left the league.
True.
That's true.
Yeah.
Good.
Which we have a special guest that we need to bring on who wants to talk about some stuff, like a dark Patreon podcast. that we have
dark
where people are gonna, like,
place.
Hell yeah.
talking about some NISA BS that happened.
So I have
some more tinfoil hat stuff I would love to wear.
So Marcus is alone at number 6.
Yeah.
At number 4, we have another tie.
I'm sorry, where was number 5?
It's number 4 is twice. There's 2 number 4s.
Ah, it keeps
So
happening.
Marcus free kick against Maryland,
Mm-hmm.
and Jesus dribble are tied at number 4 with 20 points.
I had that pretty high.
Yeah, you did.
Now the Jesus dribble is fun.
It changed the way I look at a player entirely.
So the
I mean,
Jesus,
that counts for something.
Yeah.
the Jesus dribble is really fun because Matthew has it number 8, I have it number 5, Jay has it number 3.
Yeah.
and Ellie has it number 8. So it is all in our tops, and it's all like in the same little. Like nobody has it number 1.
I love
right?
that. Yeah.
But it's all kind of in the middle, which is this might be one of the ones we had the most agreements on so far in this
so
one.
far, because that'll change.
That'll change it. And then the Marcus free kick against Maryland is Marcus free kick against Maryland. Let me see where you guys had that. So Marcus free kick at I don't have which one this is. It's got to be the Marcus free kick Maryland home. So this is the Maryland home one, which I have number 2 overall. That's the one we watched with. Is really it's like 19 yards out, actually like 18 and a half yards out or whatever. I have that as number 2 on my list. Matthew, like an asshole, has it at number 7 on his list.
below the actually more impressive Marcus free kick versus Maryland goal.
You're
the one on the road.
You're a bad human.
If it makes you feel better, it didn't make my list.
Very bad human also. Actually, great human, bad soccer raider. I'm not being as mean to you as I am to Matthew. I can't call you a bad human. You're definitely not a bad human. But Matthew for sure is. And then Jay has it number 5. So yeah, Jay has it number 5. I have number 2. If I don't have it number 2, that thing is very far down the list comparatively. It's probably a number like tied for number 7 or number 8.
Wow, it's almost like you're the outlier here.
It's almost like, well, she doesn't even have it on the list at all. So like, I'm not really the outlier here, but
there is an outlier.
She
had tinfoil on her head a minute ago.
Bingo. By the way, if we make a clip of this episode, it's going to have her with putting tinfoil on her head for sure. All right, so what everybody's been waiting for, the Jesus dribble and Marcus free kick tied for number 4. Now we get to the top 3. Does anyone want to guess number 3? And these are clearly in their place. They're not close. It's 25, 33, and 39 on the points. So they are separated. We went from 20. The last 2 were tied for 20. This goes 25, 33, 39. So we have a consensus 3, 2, and 1.
39 points means that one of you assholes ranked the number 1 goal in second place.
Oh, really? I did.
Ellie just pushed up her glasses, so there's a sign.
I think my guess for number 3 is the Alex McGrath assist from Damien against Atlanta United.
That was my guess. Yeah.
That number 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's correct. So talk to me a little bit about the McGrath and why y'all put it there.
Where did
this
I
is
put
this
it?
is
'Cause
Damien.
I have to redo one of these maths because I mathed wrong.
I think I'm number 2. Did I put it as number 2?
I put mine as number 3.
I can't remember.
I mean, again, anytime you get to see. So the reason why it's not number 2 in mine is because of the Nagelstad Flower City goal. And that's legitimately the only reason why. Otherwise, when I first made this list, Atlanta United, McGrath was number 2. But then I realized I had to put in, obviously, the Busquets goal.
Where is McGrath on your list versus the Menace?
Versus the Menace?
On your list over there. Make sure I didn't copy this wrong.
Number 5.
Number 5. So I just redid the math. It's 36, 33, 25. It's still number...
There were so many good goals.
McGrath versus the Menace is down at her 5th. No, I like that there's difference here. This is good. No, this is good. This is good.
Eye holes in that.
So the McGrath, Damien, the Atlanta goal, we have in 3rd for Ellie. And then we have it in 4th for Jay.
4th.
We have it... Where did I put it?
I can't believe I don't remember.
I put it at...
There or there. But
I put it at number 9.
You put what at number 9?
Alex against Atlanta.
Really?
Damien Alex against Atlanta. It's a friendly.
Oh, come on.
You're the same person
Dude,
that gave me shit
that is the
for
worst.
not including Marcus doing bad things to Miles Robinson and Brad Guzan in that. What was that? The second goal of that game.
I would have included it in the top 10 as well.
And yet you put the actually good goal, one of the better goals that we've scored literally this entire season, and you put that shit at number 9.
So it's 3, 4, and 3 for you guys. I think 3, 4, and 3, and I put it at number 9. I'll take that. Yeah, I'll take
You
that.
deserve that.
It's turned into a dumb
Hey, by the way,
more
maybe
than
maybe it's because I'm mad at MLS, which we can talk about on a different podcast. But yeah, I put it at number 9 because it was a friendly. It's clearly only because it was a friendly.
Out of shame or
Wow.
something.
Okay. So
If it weren't a friendly, if that had been the Open Cup, it's probably number 1 or number 2.
yeah.
But it was a friendly, therefore it's
Well,
number 9.
so number 3 it is. What's number 2?
Number 2 is Marcus free kick Club de Leon.
Ah, that was a moment right there.
So
The celebration is what probably drove it to be so high.
It absolutely.
The degree of
I mean,
difficulty,
the goal itself is beautiful.
the
Like, it won't
degree
take
of
away from
difficulty
that.
on the goal, the moment in the game, keeping our undefeated season alive, the celebration, the iconicness of that moment, because like it wasn't the first time we had a late stoppage time comeback equalizer, and like building from the Savannah one,
Yeah, yeah,
like then having that one being a free kick, like man, unreal,
yeah.
unreal.
we had that one ranked second, third, second, fourth,
Yeah,
which just shows like,
quality.
and we were all
I don't know which one of those numbers I am.
you're 2.
Okay.
I'm 4th.
I had it 3rd. Matt had it 2nd. I had it
Yep.
3rd. You had it 2nd. She had
Hey.
it 4th. Which is all, those are all well within, I think, reasonable.
Matt, that's a great pick, dude. Well done.
And number 1, which we already kind of teased there, is McGrath versus Des Moines with 36 points. Still clearly number 1.
100%.
It is 1-1-1-5. Do you want the tinfoil hat
Yeah, she
back?
gets it back now. She gets it back now.
No. Breezy keeps that. She has her own.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah. You both
Good. I can't have MLS changing my opinion on the Open Cup before we record.
I had
Oh,
a lot
man.
of. I legitimately looked at this list, and I saw it hit number 5, and I was like, that's way too low. But then I looked at everything ahead of it, and I'm a sucker for an Olympico. There's my tinfoil hat moment, Atlanta United, and then the celebration with Coach. And so I was like, all of those moments were so big and so important and special that like it's a really, really good goal. Like it's like breathtaking, perfect. I literally have no problems with the goal, and honestly would have put it number 1, but at the same point I was like, all these other things in front of it are just special.
I will also defend your pick just a little bit in that it is a goal to make it 3-1 in a game we won 4-1. And while you can argue that it was a big moment because they had some momentum, they never score again. It wasn't like it was the goal that put us up 1-0
Dang.
or the
Also,
winning goal.
Yeah.
There's some selfish bias here, especially I think on our two parts, because we were there.
Yeah, we were there, but also
And
because-
there's nothing more fun than and like I'll take this feeling over being at home and doing cool shit at home. There is nothing more fun than being an away supporter at a game where there's people, there's energy, it's fun, and the home team has life and momentum. And they all think, okay, this is our moment. This
You
is when it
just
happens.
suck it out of them.
There is nothing more fun than sucking the life out of that place dry.
Right here, I'm going to add a clip. I'm going to play it right here. Okay, so while I'm playing this, it's going to be her saying, heartbreaking, if you listen to the clip. So I'll bring it back in right here, okay? I say, okay, so when she said, heartbreaking, was one of the most heartwarming moments of my life. It was better than a sip of whiskey. It was glorious.
Well, and this has been a great time. I'm gonna go ahead and go home while
Nah,
I'm
don't you
ahead
dare! Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
behind.
No, it's good because we would be this. Your list, in addition to you being great, your list was actually different, which is also she's the only one who watched a bunch of these goals for the first time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
actually
that is
and like
extremely valid.
I
And
was
I've been
watching
that
all of
person.
these and I don't remember most of these. Like I was looking, I was like, oh, we did that? Good for us. Because legitimately, like, and I can only gauge how good the goal is based off Matt and Breezy's reactions, because they're the two I'm looking at in the stands to see if I
And
should
we're
care or
freaking
not.
out. Yep.
Because either they're really angry about something or they're really excited about something, and that's how I know something's happened.
And here's the best part about that is like you looking at us actually doesn't help you like truly determine if it's just a goal or if it's a good goal.
because
Exactly.
usually I'm just mad. Anyway.
Usually, like
or like the goal goes in and I'm just like,
sometimes like y'all aren't even reacting, and I'm literally looking at the section and I'm pointing at random people going, what happened, someone tell me what happened, do I need to care, do we need to chant? And people are going, why aren't you chanting? I'm going, what happened? I'm like,
That's probably because I've got Matthew by the collar and I'm shaking him, which I have done after goals before, where I'm not even. I'm happy about the goal, but I'm more happy that Matthew's wrong, and I'm shaking him by his by
one
his
of
collar.
the first ones of that shout out Cameron Woodfin here is when I think it was 2019 and Cam Woodfin scores a goal and I just like, what did I just like turn around to you just like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, because he's been giving me shit like this whole time about like Campbell's like when Cam ends up in like that that kind of central area, like he can score, he will score, and I'm like no, I know he won't, and this is when he like starts going on this like little mini tear for a few games. There's nothing I love more than being wrong.
Shout out friend of the pod,
in the moments when we score goals. It's the best.
Well, for that, I have to give that Des Moines team on their stream and all that, the whole atmosphere that was like there. That was a fun game in a competition that I care about. More to come on that later.
Also, like shout out to the supporters that like we rolled up before the game and they were just like tailgating in the parking lot and immediately handed us beers.
Nice. We don't have to say it out loud, but that was a cool weekend for y'all. The way you got
yeah. It was sweet. It was sweet.
Very jealous.
Definitely a bucket list thing, getting out to that game.
Yep.
Okay, let's move to the women's.
Jay, you have a hard out at 3:00.
Yeah. I just found out that I have to spend $900.
New phone?
Oh, the Jeep.
Oh, buddy.
The wiring harness with like lighting. The headlights just went out on us when we were in the middle of Atlanta.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Well, we're at 2:57 p.m., little peek behind the curtain. So if you want to say your goodbyes here, we're just going to keep recording, and then we're going to make fun of you while you're not here.
Yes, I would love to. I'm going to take my laptop, so you'll have to
figure
that out.
We can play it on mine.
But I would love to leave in the middle of the podcast.
A few moments later.
And we're back. Jay has left us, unfortunately, because work is stupid. But oh no! Well, I'm gonna take off my. I'm gonna take off for now my tinfoil hat, though I may need it at some point, or we may give it to Matthew.
I'd be happy to make a hat of shame that can be passed around throughout podcasts.
Well, we might need that if
like knit one.
No, just get a baseball hat and sew something on it that says shame.
Okay.
Well,
because now I'm just thinking about like the process of going through and knitting one, like the time it would take to do that would be.
That sounds a lot of work, and I can't knit. I in fact knew a professional, like someone who knit regularly in school, and she called me a lost cause, so I can't knit.
All right, so this very first one is the first one on the list, which I believe is Kaylee Burrell.
Yeah, this should be the first goal for the women in that game against Nashville. Ball out from Avery Ingles here.
Great ball right here.
Just so good. And like the touch from Kaylee to settle it.
And then she just gets on her horse, runs all the way through the middle. Terrible defending from a very good team.
It's awful defending. Oh my.
It's such a good finish. It's such a good finish. If that had been the tying goal, I would have ranked it higher.
Yeah, same. This is the same.
Because the degree of difficulty on this one.
And like for like if you think about some of the goals that the women's team scored this summer, it's also like we had a lot of set pieces. We had a lot of like kind of like this is one of the few like build up from back to front goals that they scored. Those are the words I'm looking for. Like we didn't have a ton of those, and like scoring one of those to make it 2-1 late, and this is 80th minute against Nashville, like best team or one of the best teams in the conference. Like just such an unbelievable, a great way to kick us off here.
Yeah, it was so good. I'll go on to the next one if you want to set us up for the next one.
Yeah, so the next one, we just a few minutes later we get a corner kick against Nashville, same game, and like I don't know if it's as much. I don't know if this is as much like the goal as it is the moment.
Mm-hmm.
No, I 100% agree. This is about the moment because we weren't supposed to even be competitive with Nashville. This was our measuring stick.
Yeah.
Was how good are we going to be? And this was the tying goal. It's like, it's not a super simple finish because it's with her foot and not her head off a corner. But like at the end of the day, this is not near as impressive as Kaylee's goal, like athletically or build up wise. But this goal,
but like the
emotionally,
the sheer like emotional moment of this goal. I don't actually remember where I ranked it, but like I just like almost like guttural reaction of holy fucking shit. That just happened.
Exactly.
And I remember for this game, the hooligans were on the sideline.
Yes.
This game.
Yes.
So I just remember the emotions for it were already running pretty high because we were all pretty on edge Just being so close.
And like the rainstorm that went through that, didn't end up being as bad as we thought it was going to be, and all that. Yeah, absolutely.
I remember these two.
You picked the wrong one. And how dare you for picking the wrong one? Because this one is quality.
Well, all right. So here's the Ava Van Doren smash from way deep. So like this was a really fun game because we scored a lot of goals.
Katie Johnson doing great Katie Johnson stuff there, and then bang.
This has very similar vibes to the really deep Moo goal, where it's just like it's so deep and so like curling that you're like, fuck yes.
This was, I think, what was that goal number 6? This is the one that got me to sing Ava Van Doren to the tune of Ave Maria in the section.
I missed this game, and all I heard about, I came back the next game, and all I heard was we sang Ave Maria, and I was like, what happened? Is everyone okay? Like, I missed the goal, and I didn't get to watch the replays of it.
Not everybody's okay, clearly.
And you can adjust that mic to be in your.
It's such a banger. Man,
Such a pretty goal. Like, it's so nice. The arc on it and the like curve in is beautiful.
That's the good stuff. Now let's get to another banger, because this next one is just like, I think I got back from a bachelor party and was watching this game, and all of
you weren't at this game, were you?
Yeah, no.
Loser.
I was watching at home, which is why I knew exactly where to go for the YouTube link. You guys were all there. I get back from a bachelor party, I land, and I'm just like watching this game at home, doing absolutely nothing.
This is on Pinecrest Academy's YouTube. Shout out Pinecrest Academy for hosting the WPSL Atlanta women.
This is so fun. Let's roll tape here.
I was writing my list for these goals, and I watched this again, and I remembered how amazing it was in the moment, much less like again, and immediately put a number one ranking. Like, oh my god,
It's so good.
Like, I think there's going to be a legitimate conversation here. Is this the best CFC goal of the year? Full stop. Period.
I mean, it definitely deserves the conversation with just all of it.
Did she do the Ronaldo? She did the Ronaldo. Watch. So she smashes it home. Watch. Turn. Boom.
Oh yeah, she did.
She hit the Ronaldo. Shout out, Nadia.
Absolutely.
I think that's actually, that celebration should now forevermore be referred to as the Nadia.
Deal.
Agreed.
This, and the fact she hits it on the bounce,
Just like
she takes
the
a
one
big
touch and then,
on the bounce, but it's still bouncing when she hits it.
that is top bends.
Yeah. Two touch. Just absolute, like, oh, it's such a banger.
It's disgusting.
I wrote in my notes, it's just, it gets the banger award for me. Like,
And here we go, not terribly long later, we get a free kick
Minutes later.
from like the same spot that Nadia hit that shot. And you've got
Ellie, you were there for this, right?
I was there for this.
Because we were freaking out when these two goals went in.
You've got
absolutely freaking out.
You've got Sam Maudsley and Nadia lined up over this one. And I don't know about you guys, but I just was like, okay, well, this is literally where Nadia hit it with her right foot. Like, she's just going to hit it again. And was so surprised when she, like, go ahead and roll it here. I was so surprised when she passes it up.
The fake run, it's just brilliant.
And it's the left footer versus the right footer is what's going on here.
I also didn't know that Sam Maudsley was left-footed. And I don't know if she is. I think she's two-footed.
Oh, but she definitely takes it with her left.
Yeah.
And it's also the same as the last one, as I think you were about to say. Like, it's just such a banger. Like, it's high, it's towards the corner. That one's not truly in the corner, but it's like, you can't get it.
There's got like, it's got like some late dip on it. Like the way she takes it, I feel like that we need a golf club conversion on that one too, because the way she takes it, like it just like it's almost like that. I don't know how to describe it. Just like up and then.
I want to know why we didn't score more of those because she made it look so easy.
Because that was her last game.
Oh, damn it, Matthew!
Sam, if you happen to see this,
come back. All right, the next one And these two were very clearly very high on the list for good reason. And they happened in the same game. And I remember we titled our podcast like Bangers Only.
It was 100% bangers only. All right, here we go. We've got the Summer Hernandez coming up here.
You guys have this, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, ranked a little higher than me.
Y'all, we see that Katie move right there.
It's so good. It's with her left foot too, by the way.
Yeah. I called it in the notes a turnaround J, because that it reminds me of, it just reminds me of someone like kind of twisting their body a little bit and then just like firing home. Also, that's a great awareness to pick that pocket of space out.
I think I rated this a little bit higher than I would have when I went back and redid my list. Because you go through your list and you kind of make a preliminary list and you re-rank things because of the opponent. It was Knoxville, I believe, right? Yeah, it was Knoxville, and Knoxville's was decent, and so I gave it some extra points in the end based on the difficulty of a point because it's a pretty meaningless goal, unfortunately, because we were already down 3-0.
See, I just love the control and like getting it down from Johnson there. And the movement, like they moved it really well, right?
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Like the buildup of it isn't
And,
impressive enough.
And Summer does an incredibly good job of like settling that ball because I think it's Sage Samley that passes it to her, fires that into her feet.
Oh yeah, like it literally comes like it starts in the air, and they do such a good job of controlling it down to the ground. It still bounces around a little bit, but Summer gets that like final control on it to get it in. It's just beautifully built up and executed.
All right, let's go to the Soda City section here. And if you'll go ahead and
Why can't I make this full screen? Now we're full
so
screen.
this is fun because it happens quickly.
And we already missed it, so we're going to go back.
Yeah.
Like referee says, we're ready to go here, and Nadia just is like, oh.
Referee doesn't say anything, by the way.
Well, there's no keeper over there. Let's just
So it's 2 minutes into the game. There's a foul. She stops the ball, puts it down. The referee doesn't slow anything down or move the wall, and she just takes it early. And no one is expecting it except for her. And Grace Barker Roberts is in the booth,
in the
and she's
booth for
talking
this
about
one.
like how early she took it. And you could see the goalkeeper's running up here to complain, to be like, "Hey, what the fuck, dude?"
But like the wall was like 5 yards away, and obviously the wall wasn't set. But like we didn't ask for the wall to actually be placed to like stop the game and like let it happen. So the referee was like, yeah, like what?
Well, and a lot of times the referee would have stopped it there on their own, assuming whatever. But luckily, because in women's soccer the referees tend to be terrible, he was actually good in this moment.
It's a great adjudication of the game in that moment.
I agree. He was actually good, which is the wild thing, because unfortunately, attempted murder and assault are legal on the women's soccer field. The amount of kicking, pushing, and shoving and like. It's unbelievable.
Isn't it just allowed in lower league soccer? Isn't that just the rules that you get for lower league
it's
soccer?
Yes,
worse
but
than
there's
women's.
but there's some shit
Yes.
there's some shit I saw in the WPSL that would have been straight reds that wasn't even a foul. That for men's soccer would have been straight reds, and I just don't understand like the thing behind that.
Also, she puts that thing in the bottom corner.
It
Like as
literally-
much as Marcus's goal against Club de Leon was like in the bottom corner, Nadia.
I literally wrote at the top of my page, how did that go in? Because it hits literally perfectly, like on the line and bounces in. Like it's like there's just no shots of anything. Like you just can't even comprehend it.
This is really fun. This next goal here, because we scored the third goal of this game against Soda City. So like the second and third come pretty quickly together. So the bubbles are flowing.
I love the bubbles. It ranked highly in mine just because bubbles.
Because of the vibes. So I want to set the stage a little bit for this one. And it's going to roll into another one that's later on in this. Because when this game started, we had just done, the week before, we had done an interview with Grace and with Nadia. And we had talked about we needed to get 7 goals, and we had to win by 7 goals in order to possibly move up in the rankings. In order to possibly get one's seed higher for the end of the season. And this game, we were not scoring as early. Am I confusing Birmingham? Is this early on in the season?
I think this is the right game. I think it was with Katie though.
Oh, was it with Katie?
I believe so.
Okay, I may have confused who was with us for the podcast, and I apologize, ladies, if I did. But
gonna
point
look
being
that
is,
up.
we had
Facts
had this conversation on the podcast, and then Matthew was livid throughout this whole game because it was not 7-0 5 minutes in. It was like we ended up getting the 7th goal, which Nadia sprints and gets the ball to the corner in order to score the goal in like the 89th minute or whatever it is later on in this game.
Spoilers.
But this is one of the moments I remember Matthew starting to get just both more agitated because we were getting closer to 7 goals and also less angry at the exact same time because we'd finally started scoring. And I remember shaking him and being like, Matthew, we're winning 3-0. And after this goal, I'm pretty sure I shook him and said, Matthew, we're winning 4-0. Because he was angry we weren't winning 7-0.
I think it's Nadia and KD.
My bad, guys. On the call there, but still, I remembered Nadia because I remember her going and getting the ball out of the back of the net at the end of this.
Yeah,
but it's not the same goal.
So in this goal, I think it's just a simple throw in, and what I love about this is yes, the bubbles, but also like the control, like just waiting, and then the daisy cutter.
She just takes it so early that nobody is expecting it.
I love a good daisy cutter that like just there's no bouncing on the turf. There's no nothing. That thing is just moving. And that's also difficult to do because this is like a July 8 game. It's a bazillion degrees outside. And just good settling, waiting, and then that keeper was really good, but absolutely no chance.
That inside post too, right? Like, I mean, that hugs the goal so beautifully. Like, it's
bottom bins.
Yes, and I mean, I don't remember if it was this game or another game, but I think it was this game. There were so many bubbles going on that the opponents literally stopped at one point. And were just looking around.
Yeah, I think that was this game.
I think it was because I think we overloaded. And I just remember being like, yes, the supporter section, the actual players in this game who are just here to make all chaos happen to try and confuse everyone.
I like how in most places it would be smoke or something, but for us it's bubbles. And by the way, the bubbles are still rolling. We've just left this rolling. The bubbles are still just rolling through.
Yes.
We ended up scoring 10 goals that day as a club, as a whole ass club.
Was this a doubleheader?
Yeah, this was the doubleheader with LA Force.
I missed this game. I was really upset, I think. I don't remember though.
So the next one here is going to be a Summer Hernandez goal. And that's not the one that you have.
Hold on. I went back too far.
It's I think I actually put these out of order.
Next is summer. This one's summer.
Yeah. This is the summer one. I put the Kaylee Brill one, I think, out of order. No, maybe I didn't. I don't know.
This is fine. We're going to summer here.
Great step there by Avery Ingles.
And she makes the tackle here to keep the ball. Avery was a monster in this game, and in general, but like in this game in particular. And this is not that different from her other like drop back, except the other one was her left foot. But this one, she just like, it's a different opponent, obviously, and she just smashes it.
I love so I wanted this goal included because of the open field tackle from Avery, a center back continuing her run forward, and then like the right progressive fat pass to find Summer, and then like just a great turn, and also like watch this again, like, and see like the keeper's dive. Like this thing is just like, it's such a bullet that it's just gone.
No, Summer just said nope, thank you very much, and I score. Like her head is down, like she just smashes
that ball is
it.
going for the top corner, and it will like heat-seeking missile.
Yeah. No one's saving that.
Well, and I love the control the whole way through. Like, there are multiple chances for us to have, like, ball control issues. And, I mean, it just is a show of how well the women control the ball and keep it moving throughout the field. I mean, the tackle is gorgeous. I love, like, probably one of my favorite tackles throughout the season. Like, it's beautiful to keep possession and move it forward.
Yeah. Also, Summer Hernandez, good at soccer.
Yeah. Who would have thought? What?
And speaking of Avery Ingles here, here's the next one, and this is a great moment. And so go back a little bit because like, so we're up 6 goals. We need that 7th goal in order to,
and I think
give ourselves a chance in the standings to go ahead of Knoxville on goal difference. And so like we're peppering, we're going after it. Big shot, save for a corner. Everybody's walking. Who's not walking right now?
Nadia. She runs and sprints down
It
and
is
gets
the
the ball.
89th minute,
And
in
we're
a
up 6-0 game.
And
That's because
Nadia,
Nadia
is
fucking
sprinting.
knows. Nadia understands the weight of this, which didn't matter because Knoxville couldn't do their job later on. But we had to do our part so that they could do their part. She takes the corner here, and it is the most innocuous headed goal that goes in and we're basically at goal line technology here, but it means so much more because it's that seventh goal.
So much more. Like this is, and like the women's season, like I obviously I wanted them to finish a little higher in the table, like whatever. But for the last game of the season, everyone knew this was the last game of the season.
Dead rubber.
They kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing to find the goals they needed to win by the margin they needed to give themselves a chance to move just one spot in the table from like 6th to 5th. Like that's all this goal would have meant. And it didn't end up actually, working out because of either the next day or the next week or whatever it was. But like just such a great moment of just seeing persistence play out. And also like, how often do you see a player sprinting across the field in a 6-0 game because they need one more? Love it.
And it would have felt bad to these Birmingham girls probably, or Soda City rather. Sorry, Birmingham was earlier on in the season. The Soda City players, but also like there's a lot of respect in that too, because it's like we're going to treat you like anybody else, and we're going to treat you with the respect is that we're going to compete hard, and boy did we compete hard.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's get into the rankings.
Let's do it.
Number 10. Wait, I gotta make sure.
Do you want me to do this so you can? Because I've got my computer back now.
No, I'm okay. I can roll with this. We ranked 10 goals with 12 points. It's the Avery header, the Soda City header.
Did you break it over there?
Maybe.
I'm sure it's fine. The Avery header is exactly where it belongs because it was the 7th goal we just talked about. It's nice that it falls right here. It's the last goal in a 7-0 win that didn't end up amounting to anything in the end, but also emotionally it was so important. And we might have celebrated this goal as hard as any goal.
You and I celebrated this goal as hard as possibly as hard as the Crescent St. Louis equalizer against that. Like it meant that much to me in that moment. And also, like, I guess, partly when you have at the end of the season, and I don't know if this is true for you or for you, Ellie, but like at the end of the season, when you know exactly what you are, you understand like what your team is, what they're capable of. And that doesn't mean that they can't like win a game that's unexpected or even draw a game that's unexpected. But like you know who you are, like you know what you're expecting, and the feeling that you get in sports when you overachieve even for one moment is so good, and it's akin to like doing what you're supposed to do with a really really good team.
Yeah.
So like. I think about like this goal and putting 7 in front of Soda City and getting to that point. I think along some similar lines with, let's go back to 2020, the fall of 2021, when that team wasn't very good, and beating Michigan Stars in the final home game of the season, getting even an own goal thanks to some of Damien's brilliance at Stumptown to win that game, and for the first time that season since the Legends Cup, winning 2 games in a row. Like those type of moments for teams that are not incredible, like are also as sports fans feel so good. Yeah. And I think it's a perfect place for an otherwise, fairly innocuous goal for this season.
Yeah, I agree. Number 9, Kaylee versus Soda City.
Yeah. I mean, great turn. Just a phenomenal turn and hit.
Yeah, it's a little daisy cutter, and it fell, I think, all pretty close for all of us, or for a lot of us. And I think that one, let me see where that one falls on the... So The wildest part on the Avery header is that one of us, Ellie, ranked that one
Fourth?
third.
No, Angle. You got Avery header fourth for Ellie.
You're right.
and then
You're right.
the-
Fourth.
and then
You're
the
right.
Kaylee
You're
one
right.
is
Fourth.
third.
Fourth. You're right. I can't read my own thing. I have that. That's fourth, which is hilarious. There's just a lot of. And then this next one is the opposite. Kaylee versus Soda City is also, or the same rather. You have this one third,
Yes.
and then you have the other three of us had it second to last. So why did you like this one so much?
Let's see. Let me look at my notes that
Her,
I
her
took.
handwritten.
My
Some-
handwritten notes. that I
Somebody
pulled
came
up.
prepared.
Let me see where it is. Yes. It was for the bubbles.
Vibes only. Hell yeah.
You can look at my notes if y'all would like a view of the notes. It says number 2, just for
Show
the
those.
bubbles.
Show those to the camera. Show those to the camera.
Just for the bubbles.
I
Literally.
love it.
And I was copying notes, and I was ranking them as I went, because I started out and I had a ranking system. I was like, no, wait. And I got to that one and I wrote 2, just for the bubbles.
I love it.
I feel like that's going to be a great marketing scheme for the 2024 season. Is just for the bubbles.
For the bubbles.
Literally for the bubbles. Yeah, that's it.
So the next one is number 8, Matthew. This is Nadia's free kick versus Soda City. Tell us why you ranked this where you did.
Where did I rank it? I ranked it. What is that? 5th, 6th?
6th.
I ranked it 6th because of the presence of mind. Number one, it's perfectly placed. She's dealing with a wall that's like literally 5 yards in front, like half the distance that a normal wall would be. So she has to place it in only one spot, and that's around the wall and then in the bottom corner because the keeper's setting up the wall. And just the presence of the mind early in the game to recognize that this is an incredibly good scoring opportunity, and then converting it, delivering. In a game that she knows that we need to get goals and we need to get them going. And that's why I'm giving it number 6. But I get that it falls a little lower.
I had it 8th, Jay had it 8th, I had it 7th, Jay had it 7th, and Ellie had it 8th, actually. So we're actually all kind of in the same boat there. The next one is Summer home versus Knoxville, which is interesting because you two had it a lot higher. So why don't you explain, Matthew, why you had it number 4, and Ellie, you had it number 6.
Because it's just disgusting goal. Like, top of the box, left-footed, like she's hitting across her, like she's swinging that thing like across the box. Like, it's just such a nasty, nasty goal. And it deserves way more credit than you're willing to give it because you're a bad person.
So I have it 8th.
Because you're wrong.
And Jay has it 8th. And I'll tell you why I have it 8th. Because we lost that game. And because we were losing 3-0 at the time. So it meant essentially nothing.
It's still a disgusting goal, man.
I couldn't get emotionally involved.
Keep in mind that I'm rewatching these all for the first time, and I did not remember the final score of most of these. So I was not basing these off of final score or the game itself.
You were just...
I was just looking at the technical.
And Ellie had it 6th.
I had it 6th. I thought that the control that everyone had over the ball was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not near enough bubbles to make your top 3, though.
I think that all of them should have had more bubbles. I think that every single goal should be obscured by the amount of bubbles we have.
Bubbles has been one of the coolest things that we've started doing.
My favorite thing is the chant we have for the bubbles, and we don't use it enough, but it's because in the very end of the season we stopped using bubbles as much.
That's because we stopped scoring as much.
Exactly.
Well,
And that was really disappointing 'cause I was really excited we had a new chant that we could use regularly about having a ton of bubbles.
is that the we've got all the bubbles?
Well, CFC
Hey, got all the, yeah.
technical staffs especially, but really everybody else
Needs to score more goals.
Yeah, if you're
That's true.
you're listening to this podcast and you're wondering what the remedy here is, I think it's just scoring more goals.
That's true.
please, if you don't mind.
So Summer versus Soda City, and thank goodness we had no ties in this one, so I don't have to do as much math. Summer versus Soda City is number 6. Now, we have some divergence here because somebody over here on the end of the couch, Ellie, ranked this one last. Wow. Dead last. First of all, how dare you?
Ellie's got this thing dead last. Jay's got this thing 3rd. You've got it 6th. And I have it... Is that 5th? Yeah, that's 5th.
So, Ellie, tell us why you hate Summer Hernandez. Just kidding. Tell us
Sorry,
why.
Summer,
Tell us why
I
you.
really like the way. I'm just gonna. Okay.
All right, so
I like that we now have somebody on the podcast that we can actually embarrass because we have somebody that's actually a nice person rather than just like the 2 dead souls that are us. Because I've been saying mean things to Matthew for a while and he doesn't even react. So
I don't even notice them anymore.
Give me a few years. I'm pretty new at all this.
No,
still.
you're doing great. You're wonderful.
Please never change.
Yeah. Don't change. Don't lose your innocence like Matthew.
So what is it about?
This goal that you had put last.
I mean, and I actually had it at 9 originally and changed it for the Maudsley goal versus Atlanta.
Which, by the way, that might be the wildest.
That is disrespectful.
That is the most wildly disrespectful, maybe rating of all of yours. But keep going.
I think it's the same thing as why Alex McGrath the goal versus the Menace ended up further down, and it's just I looked at all the goals and just like finally looked through everything, was like, I really want to move this up, but there's so many really awesome goals ahead of this that I really like the placement of, and I don't feel willing to compromise on. I really thought the goal was awesome. I thought the control was amazing. Again, another inside post, battling every single moment, but there were so many other amazing goals, and Summer had already had a goal high on my list. So
You're very big on fairness, which is...
I'm a teacher, so that makes sense.
It comes out.
does.
Now, I might have some explaining to do, y'all. Or actually, no, I'm sorry, that's not me. That's Matthew, you big dummy. Why are you such a bad person? And why do you hate Ava Van Doren and her beautiful goal where I ranked it, I think, 3rd?
Yeah, you ranked it 3rd. Jay ranks it 3rd. Ellie ranks it 5th. And I have it further down.
I have it 3rd. Jay does not have it 3rd. Jay has it 4th. I have it 3rd. Jay has it 4th.
True.
And then Ellie has it 5th.
I have it 10th.
Yeah, what is wrong with you?
It takes it.
And why are you a bad person? Sorry, the answer to that is a lot longer. We don't have time on this podcast for why you're a bad person. But why would you do that?
It takes a deflection. For the same reason I didn't include Luis Garcia Sosa against Flower City, the second goal in that game, the away game in October. I didn't include that one because it takes a massive deflection. And here's the thing. In the moment, and this is why, like in the moment, that's an incredible goal. It's a banger. It's fun. Ave Maria happened. So it deserves to be on the list for that alone. But it takes a deflection.
You're a bad guy.
And I realize that's a little
that.
that's a little disrespectful, but that's life.
For the both of you, that is a fucking banger. And you're both the worst. Well, you're the worst and you're the second worst.
I was agreeing that he's a bad person.
Oh, okay, never mind. Just kidding. I apologize.
wasn't agreeing with the goal. I ranked that highly for a reason. That was a great goal.
Hold on, Reed.
Turn my mic up.
That is Reed saying that you should have your mic turned up. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I apologize for besmirching your name, Matthew. You're a bad guy. All right, we have number 4, Cresson versus Nashville.
Yeah, I think this is fair. I've got it number 3. You've got it number 4. Jay's got it number 6. And
Ellie has a number 7.
Ellie has a number 7.
So like we're all like in the middle. Like none of these, because there's such a spread there. Nothing is that crazy. You have it number 3. Tell us why you have it number 3.
Me?
Yeah.
It's the moment. It's the equalizer. It's against Nashville. They were a quarterfinalist the year before. Expected to be the best team in the conference, and they were. They finished number 1 in the conference. Like it was the measuring stick. It was home, and it was like just the incredible feeling that day.
Yeah, agreed.
Of Like, is the goal overly impressive? Like, no, it's not a banger. It's not whatever. But, like, it is an equalizer against Nashville rhythm. And that gets me, that gets you a lot of points.
I could not agree more. And Ellie, I'm going to guess that you would say like it's less technically impressive. So you were less, because by the way, technical wise, it's outside of the header, it might be the least impressive. And I don't mean it's not like it's a fine goal, but like it's unmarked at the back post with her right foot, like, which is, I believe, her strong foot, even though she's 2-footed. Like,
yeah.
But it is just the moment for me. That's why I have it where I have it.
I mean, the placement is lovely and incredible, but I mean, I was looking at it, at the same time as the shot from Kaylee Burrell versus Nashville and both of the goals in Atlanta, and I was just like, I love some good placement, but those were some major bangers.
Now,
I mean, like, you could actually look at it, and there's a goal. This is the third goal against Atlanta Fire that we didn't include in this list at all, and like that's probably a more like impressive technical goal than some of these others.
Yes.
But like the moments of some of these, including St. Louis,
and that
versus
third
Nashville.
goal against Atlanta is the third goal in a 3-0 win.
Correct.
Yeah, so I think now that we're getting to the top three, so now we're getting into maybe a little bit more arguing territory, and I would like to know what's wrong with the two of you, because one of you has this ranked, I think, third. Let's see. We are looking at Kaylee versus Nashville.
So Ellie's got this number 2. Jay has this number 5. You've got this, Breezy,
Number 5. And you have it number 7. You have it number 7. Matthew.
It's really impressive that this goal actually became number 3 because I'm not sure how.
So it's just
Ellie actually is how it.
correct. No, this is because you're wrong, Matthew. This goal is on the point scale is 4, 6, 6, 9, which is consistency wise took it high. You only gave it a 4, which brought it down. She gave it a 9, which number 2, second highest, and then Jay and I each gave it a 6, which is how it stayed pretty high. Why, Matthew, do you hate Kaylee Burrell?
That's incredibly cruel. I think
That's cruel by you.
I prioritized bangers and like the equalizing goal against Nashville. And like this was I think this is the first. Oh, actually, no. I put it below Ivanchenko versus Soda City, so
which is absolute heresy and blasphemy, which you're not allowed to change right now. But you are wrong. You should feel wrong. You should feel bad. And
it's a good goal. It's potentially a mistake on my part, but
it's 100% a mistake on your part. And here's why: the moment is part of the reason it's so high in general. And I'll let you, Ellie, say if you agree with this. But like, it is almost, because it's not the tying goal, it's not as big, but we're down 2-0 at Nashville starting the season. And we're kind of getting dominated for portions of it. And then we come back momentum wise.
And this is the thing that like starts the comeback.
And this is the thing that really starts the comeback. And like, it's a goal on merit. It's much more impressive than Croissant's. I'm not shitting on Croissant's goal, but like,
it's a very good goal.
Much more impressive technically than her goal. And it was like, it combines a giant moment because it's Nashville, and fuck Nashville, but only because it's Nashville. And it's the part of this big comeback. And so that's why you're very, very wrong on this. Tell us why you had it second, Ellie.
I still think it's like in a decent position overall, being third.
Yeah, it probably should have been higher, though, overall, if you hadn't been such a...
No, it shouldn't be higher because the 1 and 2s are clear number 1 and 2s.
Well, Ellie's got something to say about those two. Ellie, tell us why you had this number 2 on your list.
I immediately watched it and gave it like a higher ranking. Like I immediately watched it and had to make a note. Like I wrote trick shot on mine. Like I still was watching it and I was like, how did she get such good control and such good movement on it to get it in? Like she goes through 3 defenders and a goalkeeper. Like it's insane the movement that she has and the ability she has to control that to get where it needs to go.
You know, I was just thinking about this. It's our first goal of the season, and it's also like our high water mark for like build up, a goal with build up.
Yeah.
In possession, not a free kick, not or whatever. Like this is like it didn't get better than this. Well, and this is very, very good, so it's hard to get better than, but also like we did the damn thing on the first goal.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the year, like nothing really in build-up could compete with this.
I mean, it absolutely changed the vibes for the whole section.
Yeah.
We were all
yeah.
about ready. I mean, like, people were really about ready to just give up. And then this goal happened. And everyone all of a sudden kind of like snapped to attention. And now we're all in it again.
Locked in.
By the way, this goal finished 1 point higher than Croissant at Nashville, only because
Versus
Ellie.
Nashville.
Yeah, sorry, versus Nashville. I don't know why I put at Nashville. It should be versus because I can't type.
Because you're a bad guy.
Because I'm a bad guy. Yeah. But it would have finished higher than that if Ellie hadn't ranked. So Ellie ranked this one super high and you ranked this one super low, and then you guys kind of did the opposite on the Croissant Nashville goal. Yeah, it's just wild how
I gave bigger credit for an equalizer, although I do see I probably could have moved it a spot.
I would also like to point out that the absolute wildest one of these is number 2, because number 1 was consensus number 1. It's the only perfect score. It got 4 10s. We all put it number 1. And I'll leave it alone, but I think we all know which one it is after I talk about what number 2 was, because number 2 was not consensus. It could have been consensus. It was 999. So it was number 2, and then somebody put it 9th place in theirs. Ellie, why don't you like Sam Maudsley's goal against Atlanta?
Let's see. Let's look at the notes.
I think this one was going to finish second no matter what. So like even no matter what you adjusted it to, it wouldn't change out of second place. But you're pretty wrong on this, and
I'll note that if I did not rank the Kaylee Burrell goal where I did, and if I put it like where it finished overall, I think the Kaylee that would have put this above the Sam Maudsley goal. That's how bad your ranking is on Sam Maudsley.
How dare you, Ellie? Tell us about this one.
I think it was because it was a free kick and it wasn't in actual play. And, like, it's wonderful for a beautiful free kick, but, I mean, a lot of these happened in regular play and showed, like, that control of movement from, passing downfield, from movement in and, like, transferring it into a goal, and this was a free kick.
There's a dirty joke to be made here about how if the men's team didn't have free kicks, we just wouldn't have any goals.
Matthew.
That's true, which is why I had to cut out so many of the non-offside free kicks.
At least she was consistent on this. She absolutely murdered Sam, which was not very nice, but she also murdered Marcus and didn't include 2 of his best goals. So, like, at least you were consistent on your disdain for free kicks.
It's not that I dislike free kicks. It's just they're I don't find them half as impressive as I find, like, if you're in the middle of a run of play and you can figure out how to get through defenders, how to move through, how to maintain control when people are coming at you, versus when you are standing alone on a line, there's a wall in front of you and you're figuring out angling. Like, I just think there's a difference.
You're wrong. It was a banger.
Rough.
Listen, we respect your opinion, but woof.
Right,
but let's go to the
Ouch.
consensus number 1 and not take away anything now that we've been mean to Ellie, which is fun, and welcome to the real part of the podcast where we're just mean to each other.
And this is also fun because it becomes the actual only perfect score.
Correct.
Because Ellie put the Marcus goal at Flower City in the one line, and the 3 of us had at Alex
Right, correct.
at Des Moines. So this is fun. Nadia Ivanchenko, absolute corker of a shot and a game winner versus Atlanta Fire.
Absolutely. We watched it on the video. It is one of the most impressive goals in CFC women's history. It is one of the most impressive goals of this season for either the men's or the women's team. You just don't see bangers like that very often from anybody. And it was, I remember it kind of felt like we were going to draw that game.
Yeah.
And
like we just couldn't quite get over the line.
And it did not feel great. And then as soon as she scored that, then immediately Sam scored the free kick. And then Croissant, I think, got the 3rd goal there. And pretty sure that's right.
I think so.
And regardless, that opened up the floodgates and made a 0-0 game turn into a 3-0 game. In addition to being just unbelievable.
It is.
We were all very, very upset at the very beginning of that game. I remember, we were trying to scrap at anything to make Atlanta feel bad about their lives. And then once that goal happened, it was an automatic shift. I remember that one. That's one of those games that I remember that goal happening, and I remember everyone just going, okay, we got this. It's fine.
They never felt like they were going to score after that.
No.
That really was
It's backbreaking.
it was absolutely backbreaking. So one of the funny parts about this is 2 goals from the same game were number 1 and number 2, which is wild.
Bangers only.
And that was really, really a high watermark of vibes was that game.
Do you, just the three of us right now, do we want to vote on a top 3 for the entire season, men's and women's included, and let's leave out Flower City so that we can actually have video for all 3 of these?
Absolutely.
You want to do a top 3 or top 5?
Way too much work.
Okay, top 3 is fine.
Yeah.
So
like number 1 and number 2, I think 2 of them are probably going to be Alex McGrath versus Des Moines and Nadia versus Atlanta Fire.
are either of you putting McGrath anywhere but number 1
in the
overall ranking?
I would put him at number 2. I'd put Nadia at number 1.
Nadia's
Yeah.
is
I mean, that's a beautiful goal.
Okay.
also a game winner.
Yeah.
And I think I might give it to the game winner over the insurance.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
I agree.
It's not a date. Hold on, I'm doing the. It just made it a date, which completely messes up my clear formatting. Stop it.
Like rough idea. We're doing this live, folks. Rough idea is Marcus versus Club de Leon, McGrath versus Des Moines, Nadia, 3-2-1.
So
I disagree with you. I'm sorry.
McGrath, I'm putting McGrath number 1, by the way. Which you two are not. Are you putting McGrath number 2?
I'm putting McGrath number 2, yeah. I'm putting McGrath number 2 and 3 because I'm putting the Atlanta number 3.
Okay.
Anytime we can make an MLS team look sad, I mean, come on. Gotta celebrate that pretty heavily.
So I'm not,
I
but
just had
I
a
like
flashback.
that you are.
I just had a flashback to Zeka
Oh man.
against FC Dallas.
Oh man. So Matthew, where are you putting? You only get top 3. So who are you putting number 3?
I think I'm taking it, and I'm working off of the combined lists, but I think it actually matches up just fine for me. I'm putting Nags, Club de Leon free kick number 3. I'm putting Alex McGrath at Des Moines number 2, and I'm putting Nadia
Got
at
it.
the top spot.
Okay, so you're putting Marcus Club de Leon at 3.
Yes.
By the way, this is going to be a tie for 3. This is not going to work out because we each have different number 3s. And we're back. Hopefully, there's a cut there. Hopefully, Jay and I have cut that. And so we've done a lot of back and forth. And what we've come to agree on is that with our votes, the totals are Nadia number 1 with 2 first place votes and 1 second place vote. As goal of the season. We have McGrath in second place with 2 second place votes and 1 first place vote. And Marcus with several different votes, but with tiebreakers, we have Marcus against Club de Leon hitting that free kick as the 3rd top goal of the season. And I like the symmetry of this because it's 3 different goal scorers.
Yeah.
And 3 different goals, all 3 of which were absolutely epic, 3 different games. And I think that's a very reasonable top 3.
I agree.
Absolutely fantastic. Don't have a problem with it at all.
Well, do we have anything left to add for this podcast, my friends, or shall we get on to let the listeners get on to something else, and Jay and I get on to editing this?
There's one thing that I want to mention, since this is a goals podcast for the 2023 season, and we're gonna have to do this. Oh, I don't know how to do this at all. I was just thinking, I was like, since we included friendlies, since we included some other things, I was going to see how many goals that CFC scored in 2023 overall.
We already did this.
I mean, overall.
Oh, for the men and women?
Because we included a friendly goal in one of our top 10s. But it occurs to me that I have absolutely no idea where any of this is.
So rather than do that, let's just leave this with the top 10. We've done top 10, and top 3, which I think is a good place to leave it on, unless you have it easily accessible.
Not without a cut, no.
So let's end it right there. Listeners, viewers, thank you guys for watching. If you didn't watch the viewing of this, you missed out on seeing the goals. So I would recommend checking that out. Thank you all for joining me. Listeners, thank you for listening and watching, and we will catch up with y'all in the next one. Peace.